Hello everyone, welcome to the story. Over 5 years, 4 friends took hilariously diverse paths. Zhengzhu joined the gang post-jail, and the boss invited him for tea, a real best friends reunion. One slap and a big hat, just like signing a contract, casually handed Zhengzhu a huge check. To show Zhengzhu the sincerity of the gang, a few days later, Zhengzhu's father passed away. After being released, Zhengzhu kept vigil, as if returning to childhood, except this time, the mood was not. Zhengzhu started filling Zhengzhu in on the gang's business. Turns out the mountain gang is a drug enterprise. Remembering his own drug experiences, Zhengzhu tried to persuade him, but Baich's father was the boss of the ice field. Zhengzhu realized he was powerless to stop him and could only silently accept it. Growing up brought not just lost memories but a touch of bittersweet goodbye. Dongzhu finally stood up. With a final handshake, Zhengzhu and Dongzhu bid farewell, and the two gang members went their separate ways. A few years later, several cars sped down the road, blocking the ones behind the mountain. A man jumped out of the car and rushed to knock on the glass, shouting, "My friend." Turns out it was truly them. And the guy in the car was Shantai. The two reunited at the table, brothers sharing their wild stories after the accident. I totally quit drug. The brothers were excitedly exchanging their experiences in a lively atmosphere when suddenly Shantai interjected. "What you said is downright reckless." Zhengshu's little brother shot a death glare at Shantai, as if he just said aliens exist. Zhengshu quickly stopped them and sent them to the back of the car for a timeout. What a responsible brother. Shantai deeply apologized for his careless words, but Zhengzhu shrugged it off, thinking they were friends and it wasn't a big deal. Zhengshu's gang was growing stronger, but what mattered most to him was still their brotherly bond. Since parting with Zhengzhu, Dongzhu made progress and became a sharp assistant in the Hong Kong gang. One day, Zhengzhu came to the dock for the purpose of gang activities. However, he politely refused his subordinates' proposals, opting to catch up with old times with Dongzhu instead. He went alone to invite Dongzhu to join Shantai's party, but Dongzhu was busy trying on clothes at that moment. Dongzhu declined Zhengshu's invitation, saying, "Sorry, I'm super busy right now with a ton of things to handle." "What are you up to then?" "Time's running out." They had already become enemies by this time. Zhengshu didn't bother persuading him anymore. After years of separation, they had both built happy lives for themselves. Meanwhile, Dongzhu was still nowhere to be found, and the drinks were starting to kick in. He got tipsy and grabbed the microphone, singing about his lost days and nostalgia, reminiscing over the past and the joy of reuniting with friends. To take down Zhengshu's gang, Dongzhu began secretly reporting to the police. Talk about quick action. The police quickly arrested the gang leader after receiving the tip, which, of course, angered many. They had to lie in wait at Dongzhu's house, planning a night visit for her. "What did you say to Zhengshu?" But she was clever enough to sense their movements. Our little brother sneaked in, only to find brave Dongzhu hiding, ready to pounce. She took him down in a flash. Wow, 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 wow. "Who are you?" "Let me guess, then she sent you." Yes, Dongzhu grew disillusioned with the betrayal of a former friend and began to explode with rage. She unleashed her fury on her underlings, throwing punch after punch. Talk about overboard. She led her crew without hesitation directly into Zhengshu's territory, swiftly launching an intense and angry assault. Meanwhile, Zhengshu was training, completely unaware that he had lost his territory. So when he saw the mess, his anger was off the charts. He was burning with thoughts of revenge, but rationality reminded him not to harm a friend. One side was his underlings, the other was an old friend, a tough choice indeed. Upon arriving back home, Zhengshu leisurely flipped through their childhood photos, thinking to himself, "Isn't this quite interesting?" Today, something quite embarrassing happened between Dongzhu and me, and it lasted all day long, making us both feel extremely awkward. At that moment, I believed friendship to be something intricate in reality. It's merely a feeling that accumulates mile by mile. I remember his goodness. Every day I ponder, continuously exploring and seeking the meaning of faith. Life means faith, but lately I've been a bit confused. What is faith and what isn't? I can't figure it out, so frustrating. I want to travel there for a while, but now it's time for lunch. "Buddy, how have you been?" Zhengshu pondered and decided to have a heartfelt chat with Dongzhu. Dongzhu was now thriving, his eyes reflected confidence, leaving behind past insecurities. "To put it simply, this isn't a simple matter." "Yes, buddy, your dad is no longer with us."